In this video, we're gonna talk about the Ayala Land UP Techno Hub deal. Is Ayala Land doing right by UP, or are they taking advantage of everything that's going on? If you want to know more on what the numbers are really saying, then you have to check this video out. Hey guys, so this is part 2 of my video series towards Ayala Land and the Ayala Land UP Techno Hub deal. As you all know, Ayala Land dropped massively today, 7+%. Then Ayala Corp also followed suit. Then a lot of the stocks inside the Ayala group of companies were also massively down as well. The main culprit of the movement downward was basically a statement saying that Ayala Land was just paying somewhere around 20 plus pesos per square meter of rent to UP, meaning and implying that they were not paying a fair share of what was happening, and they weren't really earning as much. UP wasn't really earning as much from it. Now in this video, I want to dwell into the numbers on what really is going on. So the whole context of this is so that you guys can actually check, are they really not paying it properly, or is this just something that has brought markets down as well, that's not really based on the numbers? So please remember, the whole context was they were just paying around 22 pesos per square meter. But in reality, looking at the numbers, what Ayala Land was actually paying was 171 pesos per square meter. So if you multiply it and you look at it, they're actually paying 8 to 9, around 8 plus times more than what's actually said. So this also brings to the fact that the total payment that Ayala Land was actually giving was 10.23 billion pesos. This is a combination of lease payments plus the peso amount that they had to put up in terms of infrastructure. They had to put up around 4.23 billion pesos in terms of lease payments. Then the remaining 6 billion they had to pour in terms of infrastructure and developing it. Please remember the context in all of this. No, if you remember the time of Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, they actually needed also funding to help develop the area. And what Ayala Land did at that particular point in time was develop a portion of what we now know as Ayala UP Ayala Techno Hub. It's a community-style township where it's not really high-rise buildings. It's more campus-style facilities that, in all intents and purposes, looks like what you normally see in Silicon Valley, low-rise campus-style buildings as well, which UP is using. And in the same way, Ayala Land, when I say UP is using, they're also taking advantage of the earnings from the rent that's going on there. And please remember this, since UP owns the land and Ayala Land is just renting, all of the capital appreciation that happened in the land from where we were more than a decade ago to where we are now to where they will be by 2033, all of that UP owns. So if the property values have massively gone up, comment below if you want me to make a video on how big the property prices have gone up in UP, in that particular area over the past years. But if there's one thing I know is this: anytime Ayala develops something, for sure property prices will go up because they know how to massively develop it. BGC, Makati, Nuvali, look at all of the areas where Ayala would build. No, so they don't just build buildings, they create townships around it. They make live, work, play environments where people get to actually not just work but have an experience altogether. So for sure, property prices in that area is massively up. So by the time the rent deal is done, by the time the agreement is done, all of the rent that will be generated from it will all go to Ayala Land, or will all go to UP. So that's what the numbers are telling you. What we do know right now is it's really at 171 pesos per square meter, not 22 pesos per square meter. And based on the drop of Ayala Land and all of the other stocks in the Ayala group, it's pretty much sentiment driven. Please remember this: Ayala makes a lot of money from their the development of townships, and this one is pretty much done already, if they're just earning from rental income, this doesn't have a large chunk in terms of earnings of Ayala Land. But let's look at the charts again. This is part 2 of the charting system. Please remember, earlier I showed you the charts when the final candlestick was not yet done. So if you guys want to see what's happening based on the candlestick, so we get to see all of the other indicators as well. So comment below if you're learning, comment below if you're getting a lot from this as well. Okay, so let's deal with everything from scratch. So based on what I showed you earlier, I made the video already showing you the descending triangle that broke down. No? So if you've watched the previous video, it's still pretty consistent. This is still on a downtrend. Then you had a descending triangle. You have the breakdown over here. This was a support level that did not hold. This was a support level that did not hold as well. Support, support, breakdown. As what I've mentioned in the previous videos, the previous video to this, you have certain support levels here. But what I wanted to point out are the indicators. Look at MACD. MACD is still below zero with no change in direction yet, meaning there's still no shot of any reversal yet here based on what we're seeing. But one technique that you could point out also, since Ali's sitting on some sort of a support level here, since it's sitting at another support level here, one thing you need to look out for is the RSI. RSI is a measure if the stock is already oversold. So if you look at it now, Ali is pretty much oversold already. It's already way below the oversold level, meaning that it was just sold at a massively fast level. So here's what I do know. 200, 150, and 20-day moving averages are still bearish. The stock pretty much is in a downtrend. MACD is still below zero. There's also no cross between both lines. RSI is also oversold. What does this do to all of us? Those who want to take advantage of quick trading is number one, this. As long as the stock bounces off this 40 level and is oversold, it could be a buy, short-term buy. We really haven't seen yet any reversals in terms of where the trend is headed. Currently, the stock is still headed massively down. And if I'll put certain support levels here, this is where I could put my support levels, as what I've mentioned also in the previous videos. So, that being said, let's still wait and see how it happens. For if you are an investor and you believe that this really won't affect Ayala Land's long-term value, you really believe that Ayala Land's long-term earnings are still pretty much intact, you really believe that above and beyond this, they still have more projects that will allow them to make more money, then by all means, you are an investor. Ayala Land, by all intents and purposes, is already very, very, very cheap. Please remember, and please take this into consideration, you have to know how much this Ayala Techno Hub contribute to the entire earnings of Ayala versus the amount of money, the amount of percentage that it has dropped already today. Just by analyzing it, does Ayala Techno Hub contribute 7% of Ayala Land's earnings? Or is this 7% drop purely sentiment related? You can answer that question, comment down below. And I want to know also, based on all of this, are you buying Ayala Land today as an investor? Are you buying Ayala Land today because you believe that as of this point in time, it's just all sentiment and it's really cheap? Or are you buying Ayala Land waiting for the reversal to happen? Or lastly, you're a quick trader. Are you buying it because it's at the support, 40 plus support, and it's oversold? What is your narrative? What is your technique? I want to hear them below as well. And for those who want to learn more about technicals, trading, links are down below for all of my sessions all around the world. We have Taiwan this February, March Manila, April London, May Singapore, Doha, June Auckland, July Sydney, November Dubai, and Tokyo as well. For those who want to learn from all of my online courses, Tagalog version with Chinkitan, link is in the description. Online version of business and investing with Sean C is also in the description. For those who want to learn more via books, everything is in the link. Shopee will deliver it wherever you are in the Philippines as well. If there's one thing I'd like to end this video with, is basically this. You trade with conviction. You trade knowing what you're getting into. You trade that no one will ever sway you on what you're supposed to do. You trade knowing that this is my battle plan, this is my buy signal, this is my sell signal, this is my signal where I will come in with confidence as well. So if there's one thing also that I'd like you to know is basically this. You need to already define what am I doing with Ayala Land. Am I coming in as an investor knowing that it's already cheap right now, knowing that, there might be uncertainty now, but 4 years down the line, it might not be there anymore already? Or are you someone that's looking at its growth and its value that, if I buy today, whatever news item I'm seeing here does not really affect its value? Or another thing that you can look at is this, the drop right now wasn't really based on the numbers, because this is what the numbers are saying in terms of what Ayala Land is actually paying UP if you're an investor. Next, if you can also slot in as an investor, because it's lower now, the dividends might be really, really attractive as compared to those who bought it at 50, 51, 52. Getting it at the 40, 41 level might unlock more dividend yields for me as well. So those are some battle plans you could think of. Then you are a position trader, of course, follow the trend. You're a quick trader, follow the support and resistance levels, plus its RSI indicator as well. So I guess that's it. That's all I want. I just got back from the D Firm Investors Meeting. It's for Singapore Life. It's a new tech-based insurance here in the Philippines that you can now open a you can now open a insurance account from your phone online without even filling up forms. And if you are an OFW, you don't even have to go back to the Philippines to be able to open an insurance account. It's so amazing, and it was nice to see other investors that were there that believe in something like this that's game-changing. You had Bo Sanchez, Rex Mendoza, Ernest Koo, the CEO of Globe, and so many other people believing in what it could be as well. So comment below if you have questions about Ayala Land as well. Comment below if you want to know more about this Singapore life insurance and how you can open an insurance just from your phone, from your app as well. And I guess that's it. Yeah, 12 midnight, 12:50 a.m. This will probably come out maybe 8 a.m. in the morning. I'm tired, but I don't know. I just love doing this. I just love sharing my thoughts and my ideas to all of you. It's a 13-minute mark. I hope that 13-minute mark. I hope you guys stayed up until this portion, and I hope that you guys got enough value from this. As always, as that's all I want. I just want to give as much value to you guys as possible. I just want you guys to get as much information, because at the end of the day, it's you deciding based on data that will help you win. It's you deciding based on data that will allow you to make money when everyone else is also panicking and scared. So this is Marvin Germo. I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.